In the 5th year of Su, he, being Su, dispatched swift messengers to Abnetivok, in Etheria, saying, Thus says Su, God of 2 etherean worlds, Behold, I am sojourning on the earth, and, with the God of heaven and his lords, have prepared 1 billion brides and bridegrooms for Jehovih's etherean harvest. Greeting to Nista, of Ho and Toan, goddess. In the name of Jehovih, send an heir of Agna and complete the resurrection of the father's brides and bridegrooms. So the situation, came to pass in Etheria, that the goddess Nista provided an heir of Agna, an Etherian ship, resolving to come as commander-in-chief. Su advised God, saying, Make of this matter a great testimony in your heaven. Send, therefore, your messengers into all parts, and to your lords on the earth, inviting all people to be present to witness the ascent of Jehovih's brides and bridegrooms. God did as commanded, and on the day of the appearance of Nista, daughter of Jehovih, in her son's ship, in the firmament, there were assembled in horde countless millions of souls inspired of Jehovih. Great was the rejoicing, and the manifestations of delight, when the sun ship came into full view, descending, like a world on fire. And when she passed Shinvid, and was fully within the earth's vortex, the enthusiasm of the people knew no bounds. And they, the people of earth, sang, prayed, danced and clapped their hands, as if mad with delight. Meanwhile, the brides and bridegrooms had been arrayed in Etherian white, and were now saluting those whom they were soon to leave. Quietly the Etherian hosts fulfilled their part in the great play of the immortal resurrection, very gods and goddesses in demeanor. Nearer and nearer came Nista in her sun ship, slowly turning and descending, with 10,000 curtains suspended and waving, and 10 times 10,000 banners, and flags waving above and around. And then slowly down, lower and lower, till the heir of Agna rested on the plateau of Horde, to the south of the temple of Jehovih. Gusativi, marshalless to the throne of Su, in Izaracha, with 10,000 deputies, went forward, and with open arms received Nista, goddess descended, saluting with the sign of the star and square, having been warm friends 200,000 years in the plains of Oyed, in the Etherian Estu, which is to say, the spiritual center of Hedin, and also the spiritual center of the orbit of the great serpent when in Zagagataka. The Esenors of both hosts were chanting, and the angels of the heir of Agna were coming forth in hundreds of thousands, to be saluted by the previously trained brides and bridegrooms of Jehovih, and by the hosts of Su, the Etherian laborers. And when Nista came up to the throne, God and great Su rose up amid the light, now gathering fast as a mantle of brilliant fire over the place of council. Su said, All hail, O Nista, Jehovih's daughter. God said, In Jehovih's name, Welcome, O Nista. To which Nista answered, saying, By the wisdom and power of Jehovih, O my beloved. And Su and God parted, and Nista ascended and sat in the middle of the throne. After the ceremonies of salutation, Nista said, Let the brides and bridegrooms of Jehovih approach the throne of God. The marshals then ushered the billion of them of the brides and bridegrooms to their places, and the swift messengers bound them on all sides, so that the responses would be uniform, and spoken as if by one person. Then Nista spoke from the throne, and the brides and bridegrooms responded in the usual form of gods and goddesses, and after that, took the necessary vows and renunciations of the earth and lower heaven, according to Jehovih's commandments. When the ceremonies were finished, God proclaimed one day of recreation, which was participated in joyously by more than 4 billion souls. So, on the next day, Nista and her hosts, with the billion brides and bridegrooms, entered the heir of Agna amid the cheers and weeping of millions of atmospherians, who had never witnessed so grand a spectacle. And then Nista, by the power of the Great Spirit, set her ship in motion, raised it up from the lower heaven, moved it upward by her command, saying, Arise, arise, heir of Agna. By my will, arise. Embrace the realms of great Jehovih. Arise. The esenors and trumpeters were singing and playing, and those ascending threw down flowers and perfumes, and all sorts of pleasant keepsakes, to the countless millions below. In a little while the air of Agnet disappeared in high heaven. This, then, is what followed of Su's ministration, when 6 years expired, thus marking the end of dawn. He, Su, delivered God and his lords and another billion brides and bridegrooms, taking them into the extreme borders of Isaracha, to which was assigned the Aegean field of Su with 12 etherean worlds. And Su left Tehi as the anointed god of the lower heaven for the next 400 years. And God Tehi anointed lords for the divisions of the earth, the same divisions as before. And the earth and heaven prospered, so that in the Dan following there were raised up 2 billion brides and bridegrooms. After that resurrection of brides and bridegrooms for Jehovih, there was a decrease in the etherean harvests for 2,000 years, after which great darkness came on the earth and the heaven belonging to it, and self-gods filled all atmosphere. And, as for lords, there rose up in every nation on the earth, thousands and thousands, so that men and angels did not know if there were a true God or true Lord in all the universe. Thus ended the cycle of Su, being 3,200 years.